Here's everything new in iOS 16 and iPadOS 16 Beta 3. Welcome everybody to AppleInsider. It is Andrew here, and you can find me on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe and enable those notifications so you don't miss a single video. Here I have the latest beta, Beta 3 of iOS 16 as well as iPadOS 16 installed on my devices, and I have been scouring them for any changes that I can find between this and the previous beta. And that's what I'm going to walk you through in this video. I'm going to show everything that is new on iPadOS and iOS 16 Beta 3. One of the biggest changes that debuted with iOS 16 Beta 3, and that is also coming to iPadOS and macOS, is what Apple's calling lockdown mode. This is a whole new set of security restrictions for high-profile users that want to be sure that their information is secure. It is not for everyday users and can hinder many ways that your phone works when lockdown mode is enabled, but you can turn it on or off at different times. People like journalists, activists, and government employees that want to be sure that they are protected from phishing attempts and cyber attacks can enable lockdown mode to help protect themselves. When lockdown mode is enabled, there's a lot of things that get disabled on your phone. For example, when you plug it in, data connections are blocked. In messages, anything besides a simple image is blocked. FaceTime calls between you and people who have never called you before get blocked. A lot of the ways that people would try to gain entry into your phone to exploit it are just blocked now when lockdown mode is enabled. Apple says they have struck a great balance between still making the phone usable and highly protecting your information on it. And as time goes on, Apple will continue to add new improvements and features to lockdown mode to make it even more secure. Again, this isn't for everyday users, but I think the security is incredibly cool at what Apple has done to help make the iPhone the most secure and private platform around. Starting with the lock screen, we have new font options. When we go into customize and tap on the time, we have two new additions. This newer one, which is thinner, that's actually from iOS 15. Then we have this new one down here, which is thicker. Again, if we compare it to the previous beta, you can see we only had 6 before, so now we are up to 8 font options on the customizable lock screens of iOS 16. Outside of that, if we go here into the widgets, if we look at the calendar widget, now you can see right now my phone is locked. I have to swipe to unlock it. In my calendar widget, it actually has blurred out what is on my schedule for privacy reasons. That way no one can see what's going on my phone or on my calendar until my phone is unlocked. So if I move to the side, actually unlock it, and we scroll and look now, my phone is unlocked, and now I can see I have an upcoming important meeting from 11 to 12. Oh my gosh, I am so late. I gotta get going to that. Apple has updated the astronomy faces now, the lock screens. Before, if we take a look at with the last beta, oh man, you can't even see your widgets because the moon or the earth is actually blocking where the widgets are. So now if widgets are enabled, the earth will move down or the moon will move down. But if I remove all of these widgets, the earth or the moon will actually move back up into the original position. So it's really neat how that will move based on the lock screen configuration. Finally, Apple's adding a new collection to its wallpapers. You remember this one, but it was actually from the original iPhone introduction that Steve Jobs showed on stage, so it never shipped with an actual iPhone. It has these adorable little clownfish inside these sea anemones or other corals going on, and I love the overlapping of the corals or the anemones with the text. It's a really neat effect. I'm going to go ahead and use this as my lock screen for right now because I just think it looks awesome. But yeah, definitely a throwback to that original iPhone. If I could interject for just a moment, do you want to experience twice as fast load times in Safari on your iPhone, iPad, and Mac? Then download Magic Lasso Ad Block, the ad blocker designed for you. It's easy to use, can even block YouTube ads, and can double the speed at which Safari loads. Thank you to Magic Lasso for sponsoring this video. Magic Lasso is an efficient, high performance, and free ad blocker. With over 4,000 5-star reviews. It is simply the best Safari ad blocker for your iPhone, iPad, and Mac. It blocks all intrusive ads, trackers, and annoyances, letting you experience a faster, cleaner, and more secure web browsing experience. And unlike some other ad blockers, Magic Lasso respects your privacy and doesn't accept payments from advertisers. The app also now blocks over 10 types of YouTube ads, including all video ads and pop-up banner ads. So join over 200,000 users and download Magic Lasso Adblock for free from the App Store or via www.magiclasso.co. As a special thank you to AppleInsider viewers, if you use the link down below in the description or pinned in the comments, you will get 1 month of free access to all of the app's pro features. Thank you again to Magic Lasso Adblock for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to our main content. Inside of Settings and then Photos, you can now enable the iCloud shared library. You can see it right here. So if I tap into this, it prompts me to set up the iCloud shared library where I can share my photos automatically between a group of people. So I can hit Start Setup. I can add participants. I can go ahead and add those later. You can add 5 people, and they do not need to be part of your family. So friends, acquaintances, whoever can be part of this that you want to add. So I'll add them later. And now I have the option to move photos to the shared library. I can move all of my content. I can choose by date or by people, or I can choose so manually. I'm just going to do manually for the moment. Let's add this one to the shared library. Done. Preview the library before sharing. But I'm going to go ahead and hit skip and continue. Invite later. And that's it. Now it's going to go ahead and scan through all my photos and set up my shared library for photos. Now you can automatically share to this library from the camera, which is super cool. So I'm going to go ahead and share automatically. It gives me more information on my shared library. But basically, this allows you to move between your library and your shared one. So here's personal library, and here's my shared library. They're very distinct. And when I go into the camera app, I have that option. Right now I'm shooting to the shared library. It gives me an alert there at the top. So this photo of a tape and a MacBook Pro will show up in my shared library. Now I have my clownfish and that weird photo that I just took of a desk. But that's it. So that's how shared library works, and it's now available in iOS 16 Beta 3. AFib history is available inside of the Health app. It'll show you any of your previous AFib readings that you've had that are pulled from your Apple Watch. It definitely gives you a better view over time of any AFibs that have been detected or you took automatically through a manual reading. For Apple Watch users, Apple Fitness workouts will now have their own awards or badges added to the award section of the Fitness app. They have distinct shapes and sizes and look different based on the workouts that you're doing. It's really neat, though unfortunately they're not showing up for everybody, though they will be retroactive. So if you complete one for your first core workout, that will show in here, assuming you've done a core workout, and Apple has all the bugs worked out of it. For me, right now, it's just not showing here in the Fitness app. Inside of the About screen, the iOS version has been redesigned. You can see the new version here on the right, the old version there on the left. You can now use virtual cards, or you soon will be able to use virtual cards inside of Safari. And Reminders now gives you an option to show all that are past due or just the reminders that are due today as the status icon on the app icon's little badge. When we're looking here on the iPad, you can see my notes about what we're going to be looking at, but we can move here and go into Stage Manager. Now there's a new alert that lets me know about how Stage Manager works. There's a good animation about how you can move screens around, interact with the dock, and the side view there. And yeah, this is a new modal for turning on Stage Manager for the very first time. Stage Manager now works better for apps like Instagram that really weren't made for the iPad. This is an iPhone-only app, and normally it's shown big full screen like that. But with now updated Stage Manager, I can actually put it into an iPhone-sized window that I can move around the screen and open with other stuff at the same time. So I can go ahead and open up files, bring that on screen with me while I have Instagram open. This is my wife's Instagram account, and she just has some really cool photos on here from our recent trip to like Colorado and stuff. So yeah, it's nice to be able to kind of properly view Instagram on iPad, where it just usually is not meant to live. While we're in Stage Manager, if we go up to that little ellipsis towards the top, I can open this up and see all my options. I can zoom to make it full screen, I can add an additional window of this app, or I can minimize it there to the side. The last thing with Stage Manager is there's also a new modal when you connect your iPad to an external display for the first time, letting you know that Stage Manager will be enabled and how it works. So that's it. Those are the changes that I found thus far. But of course, this is a non-exhaustive list. There are surely more changes and bug fixes in this update. And if you spot anything that I didn't cover, let me know down below in the comments or on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. And let me know what you guys think of the current trajectory of iOS 16. Are you excited for the release later this year? Let me know. Otherwise, stay tuned because I got a lot more videos coming your way.